right, here we are still in chapter 7, day 3. So we're still working with polynomials. This time we're going to be multiplying polynomials still, but this time we're going to do binomials times a binomial. Now, if you have an older sibling or if you've heard some friends, older people, you might have heard of FOIL before. That is what we're going to work on. It's still just distributing, but it's just a cute way, kind of an acronym to help you remember how to multiply two binomials. All right, so here is an example of what it's going to look like. So if you look at this problem, it says 2x plus 3 times 5x plus 7. And basically what you will do is you'll multiply each term in the first grouping. So we will take this 2x and we'll multiply it to this one, and then we'll multiply to the 7, and then we'll come back and we'll take the 3 and we multiply to the 5x and multiply to the 7, and then we simply combine like terms. But we have this cute acronym that helps us to just remember how to do that. So what we do is we start off and it says multiply the first terms. So we make A times C. Then we multiply the outside terms, which would be A times D. Then we multiply the inside terms, B times C, and then we multiply the last term, which is BD. And if you look at that, you kind of know you did it right. It kind of looks like a face here. You put a little tongue on it. Here's our eyes. And then that kind of looks like a face if we do it right. So when we look at FOIL, FOIL, like I said, is just an acronym to help you remember. But basically all you're doing is distributive property, and you're just multiplying each element from the first grouping to each term in the second grouping. All right, so let's give it a shot. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off and we're just going to do FOIL. So x times x, that gives me x squared. Outside, 4 times x, 4x. Inside, 1 times x, 1x. Last, 1 times 4 plus 4. Now we combine our like terms, so we have x squared. Our like terms are a positive 4x and an x, so that would get me 5x, and then we would have our plus 4. And that is how we FOIL, okay? Let's try the second one. So we go first times first, x squared. Outside, negative 6x. Inside, 8x. Last, negative 48. We look for our like terms, and we add those together. So we get x squared, negative 6x plus 8x is 2x, and we bring down the negative 48. Okay, now we're going to throw some in that have other coefficients. So let's take a look at number 3. So here we have 3x minus 4 times 5x minus 9. So we're going to start off first times first, 15x squared. Outside, negative 27x. Inside, negative 20x. Last, positive 36. We look for what is alike that we can combine, and we have this in the middle. So we have 15x squared. We have negative 47x. And then we have plus 36. And that is how we do FOIL. Okay, so let's try a couple more just to see some different characteristics of it, or what else could happen with it. So we start off here. I go 5x times 5x, first times first. So 25x squared. I'm going to do the outside, which would give me plus 10x. I'm going to do the inside, which gives me minus 10x. And then I do the last, which gives me minus 4. I look for my like terms. That's those in the middle. And that ends up giving me 25x squared. Positive 10x plus a negative 10x, those cancel. and I would be left with 25x squared minus 4. Okay, we can also do some where it's not just straight up, it's got some extra exponents in it, but we do it the same way. So first times first, so that would give me 6x to the third. Remember, you're adding those exponents on the x. Then I'm going to go outside, which would give me negative 15x squared. I'm going to go inside, which gets me 8x. And then I go last, which gives me negative 20. And then I look, do I have anything alike? Nope. So that would be my final answer. Okay, let's try this next one. Now, hopefully you recognize right away, this is in a different order. That's okay. We're going to finish writing it in standard form. We just are going to do the problem first, and then we'll rearrange as needed. We're still going to follow the same pattern. So we're going to go 4 times 6, 24. Now we do the outside. That would get me plus 12x. Now we do the inside, negative 30x. Then we do the last, negative 15x squared. At that, we look, can we combine anything? And we can. And I'm also going to write in standard. So this is my first one. That's my highest agreed. So negative 15x squared. I take my positive 12x, add it to a negative 30. That's going to get me a negative 18x. And then I put on the 24. And that is FOIL. Like I said, FOIL is just simply the distributive property. It's just a cute little mnemonic to kind of help you work through how do you multiply binomials times binomials. Now, I do want to show you one other thing with this. There is a technique that we can use also. If that kind of gets confusing, there is another technique you can use. It is called Punnett squares. So let me draw what we've got here. So this is a Punnett square. So this is a 2 by 2 Punnett square. So what we could do is we could write this first one. It says x plus 1. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go x plus 1 and just write it down. Then I'm going to take and I'm going to do the second one. And the second one is x plus 4. So I'm going to go x plus 4. Then what I simply do is I match them in each square. So what I'm going to start off with is I'm going to take x times x. That gives me x squared. Now I move it to 4 times x, which is 4x. Then I move it to 1 times x, which is 1x. And then I move it to 1 times 4, which is 4. Now, the nice thing about this, if you look, your like terms are going to be diagonal from each other almost every time. So we end up with x squared plus 5x plus 4. And notice we get the exact same thing. Okay, so that's just another idea you can look at. Let's try one more just to make sure you've got it down to practice, just in case you want to use it at some point. So if we do this, we start off, we've got our 4 squares. I'll do it here on number 3. We've got 3x minus 4. My second one is 5x minus 9. And now we just match square to square. So we go 3x times 5x, 15x squared. We go 3x times negative 9, negative 27x. We go 5x times negative 4, negative 20x. Negative 4 times negative 9, positive 36. I look for my like terms. They're right there in the middle, diagonal from each other. Now I just simply write in what I have. I have 15x squared. I put those together, so negative 27 and a negative 20, that's a negative 47x, and I plus 36. So notice you're getting the exact same answers. It's just a different technique. So you can do drawing your arrows, do your FOIL, combining, or you can even use the Punnett square idea, whichever one works best for you.